Oh.
Hello, Leslie.
Oh, sorry. Hi. Is this for the,
Yes. I do not see you yet. I just see black screen. This is for the school board meeting, yes.
yeah, I just want, yeah.
And we just left our other meeting, so.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
Jason, you got this one recorded?
Yep, and I have it set to automatically record.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Alan.
Good morning or good evening or whatever it is.
6:02, we're in evening time.
Oh, okay.
Today's
Well,
one of the
somewhere in the
longest
world.
days of the year.
Yep.
And we're spending it all together. What is 3 of you? Oh, afterwards. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, if I. Yep. Okay. Am I here?
You want to be
Right here.
pictured, Kathy? We can put you in this one.
Start the video. Wait. Start the video. Stop the video. Start the video. Am I there yet?
You were a minute ago.
Yeah, I had it for a second.
There you go.
You're in,
You're
Tina.
there.
All right, here I am.
It is
Hey.
echoey if you guys aren't both, if one of you isn't muted.
I'm going to mute again.
I can't mute. I'm the one that's always talking.
On, Tina.
All right.
And then until a superintendent report.
All right. I would like to, at this time, call the Tobago School Committee meeting to order on June 23rd at 6 p.m. And due to the subsection, because of distance meeting, we have to call the roll to be sure that everybody can hear. So at this time, Donnell is absent tonight. Audrey, can you hear?
I am here and I can hear.
Good. Joe?
Yep, all set, can hear.
Okay. Wendy?
Yep.
Okay, Mark can hear and see. And me, I'm good. All right, I'd now like to confirm that members of the public who wish to attend the meeting are able to hear all of the members. Is there anybody out there?
Leslie.
Leslie McConnell is here.
That's me, and I can hear everybody fine, thank you.
Okay, Leslie. When we take all votes, I'm going to have to take orally to be, for Alan to write down because of the distance meeting. So let's take a deep breath and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America.
America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
At this point, are there any agenda adjustments that need to be made?
We have two.
Two, okay.
Nomination of Kate Sterling as Specialist Education Director.
Kate,
Kate
K-A-T-E,
Sterling,
Sterling.
Just make.
tentative.
Yeah.
Yeah, pending the superintendent's approval. And then the second,
Wait a minute, pending super approval, okay?
and B is appointment of Lisa Ryan as School Health Advisor.
Lisa Ryan. School. Would you call her?
Health
Health-
Advisor.
Health advisor.
And we can explain more during that, when she actually comes up.
All right. to approve her, right?
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody else have any things that they'd like to add to the agenda? No, no, set? Okay. Then I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 26th.
I'll second.
Wendy seconded it?
I did, sorry.
Audrey, I'm sorry. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of March meeting. Donnell again is absent. Audrey? Accept?
Yep, accept.
Audrey is a yes. Joe?
Yes,
Yes. Wendy?
Yep.
And Tina is a yes. Are there any public comments on agenda items at this time?
Can I mention something? I was thinking that the comprehensive needs assessment was going to be attached to this, and I realized that it is not. And we need that to file our Title I application at the end of this month.
She needs that. It has to go in the adjustments.
Oh,
Comprehensive needs assessment.
okay, comprehensive. Needs assessment.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else, Kirsten?
Now, the other two items can wait
Okay,
till August.
all right. There apparently are no comments from the public for the agenda items. There are no presentations or reports tonight, was the thing that I had on my list. Are there any that have been added in? No? All right. Principals report.
Okay, so the school-wide initiative committee finished up the comprehensive needs assessment and the emergency response plan for Tobago Elementary. And now that these are completed, we will only need to update the comprehensive needs assessment once every 3 years and do a quick overview annually of the emergency response plan every fall. Jay, who is our lead bus driver, he wrote a very comprehensive, I want to say 75-page transportation employee manual, which looks wonderful, includes our transportation policies, so that's ready to go and share with our drivers. We have met most of our title grant fund award amounts, or we have received. We are at $37,853 so far. That's the same amount we received for this current year. We expect to get one more award, but that won't be until July for the Title V grant. From July 8th to 11th, we had staff in the building for professional development. On Monday, we focused on learning about the new Second Step Social Emotional Learning program. On Tuesday, we brainstormed ideas, suggestions, comments, and concerns about reopening on September 2nd. We will reconvene with a committee of school administration, teaching staff, and parents to formalize a reopening plan in late July or early August. On Wednesday, we reviewed IXL data, discussed the remote learning process, and had time for our school-based committees to meet. On Thursday, we updated our PBIS rules and procedures, discussed substitute teacher training, held step-up teacher meetings, and finished the children's cumulative files. On Friday, June 12th, we had our drive-through celebration. We had beautiful weather and a great turnout. It meant so much to all of us to see the kids in person. On Monday, we again had great weather for our staff parade around town, escorted by the Tobago Fire and Rescue. Jay, our bus driver, did an excellent job of creating our bus route. We all had so much fun decorating our cars and seeing where the kids live. And finally, I'd like to give a big thank you to Claudia Lowe for all of her hard and very precise work creating a new garden around our flagpole. It looks so much better already and will be even more beautiful as time goes by. I'd also like to thank Naomi Phillips for purchasing the signs for all of our 5th grade graduates. You probably saw them out on Route 302. They loved seeing them and then being able to take them home.
That was so special.
It was.
Really was.
Yep.
That was great.
That is what I have to share.
Excellent. The staff meeting that you had, putting your heads all together, Kirsten, how
Yes.
did you see the experience of, the distant learning, remote learning?
It was a mix, certainly. We had people who had some really good successes and learning experiences. It was really a mixed bag. People learned what did and didn't work for their particular students.
But overall, Mark's going to talk about it, I guess, the survey.
Yeah.
Most everything was positive.
Yeah, we certainly made progress in our experience, and some of our teachers that aren't as tech savvy as some of our other teachers, they learned a lot. And we're all now pretty much experts at Zoom, so but we know that there's even more for Zoom, and that is actually one of the things that our staff asked for is when we come back in the fall, can we get more Zoom time?
Great. Good. And they're all still standing, correct?
The what?
All staff is still standing.
Well, I think right now they're more lounging at this point. Taking a much needed break for sure.
Yeah, it worked hard.
Yeah.
And thanks to your leadership too, Kirsten. You kept it all together with Father.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report, please.
Sure. COVID education, won't you mute yourself? Tina?
That's what I'm trying to do. Where do I find mute?
Bottom left-hand corner of the screen.
If you click on your,
We got it.
good. COVID education reimbursement grant, we applied for it and we received it, and that was about $19,077. That was a real quick approval, so that's all positive. Half of that is for RTI support to get other, Tina, could you do me a favor, put your speaker down? Speaker at the bottom.
Oh, it's on mute.
No, on the regular speaker. That's okay, I'll get used to it. So half of that's going to RTI because we're worried about catch-up growth for kids. And so half of the money went to that. About 3,000 went to the new program for emotional support for our kids, which is a good source of money. The other one was for some money for headphones, and then cleaning supplies, odds and ends. 20 grand goes pretty quick. The IXL report, I've been giving you
Mark?
little updates through the year. But at
Mark?
the end of the year, we had over 250,000 questions in IXL Math and IXL ELA that were answered by our students in this year. So, and the amazing part was every grade level participated to a, quote, a level that was expected of them, and that includes K. We weren't sure how that would go. Some of this goes under the heading of, we did learn something this year, and obviously we almost doubled, almost tripled the amount of time we put into that. I hope it's rewarding. When we get some data next year, it's going to be really interesting. But great job for the staff for incorporating that. Great job for the kids. One of the things we did learn when looking at the data was, we can break it down by exactly what kid and how many questions they attempted, how many questions they answered. And a lot of times during this meeting, we're looking at, we have to get that message more clearly to the kids that yes, we're watching you. Yes, we appreciate. That's how you do it. You bring to light all the kids that if you look at the results, it's just amazing how many hours some kids spent on it. And conversely, how little time some of the students spent on it. So it's a little bit of a balance, but I think the message there is it worked. It supported education. And in the future, we have to be a little bit more aware of, accountability for students and parents, just so maybe we can get more work out of that. Budget validation meeting is tonight, 7:30. I think you all know that. We'll get there in time. And I want to thank Avery. Avery hooked us up in case there's more than 50 people. We now have overflow capacity with screens in both buildings. So, obviously that's very important. I hope it goes well. We don't want to restart this process. Before and after care, wow. The before and after care program in our community was hit with a few cases of positive COVID. And as soon, I don't know, a few cases, I shouldn't say that. There was some cases that showed up. And boy, that really, made it hard to get anything going. Haven't died on it, haven't forgot it, still going. I talked to Naomi and it's time to restart. And that's what we're going to do when she has a chance to work on that. And I'm going to help her. Local entitlement application, Sarah and I worked on that with Kirsten's help and Sue Tuttle, our accountant's help. That was completed, 100% done, and we got approval that that application has been accepted. The reopening timeline that I sent you, I'm not going to repeat and read the whole thing, but basically it's mid-June to mid-July is where we are now. And the most important thing we did on that was spent virtually a whole day. It was probably the best teachers meeting that I've attended, that I felt, there was really open discussion. I sent you guys all the notes from the June 9th meeting. And basically, thank you always to Kirsten for taking notes because I'm incapable of doing that. And it's just, there's just a lot of dialogue, a lot of information. So mid-June to mid-July is work on the resources, find out what best practices are. The DOE did come out with a guideline for reopening. It's pretty vague. I have not read the whole thing yet, but we're going to let everything settle down. By mid-June to mid-July, we should have some real good ideas, and we should have a lot more examples to work on for different schools and find out what they're doing. And, today is, meeting with you as part of that is a report on the teacher discussion. I don't know if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer, but, we have 9 pages of information. So we certainly got that. Update the committee on the latest research, CDC developments. I wish I had more on that, but, state guidelines are out. Research is ongoing. We heard, it's all over the place, which is basically, to make a long story short, that's why I'm waiting. Hopefully in 3 weeks, I'm going to have more data and I won't be guessing about what things are going to happen. And then gather input from you guys. And I've talked to a couple of you, but if there's anything else, and the minister, we're on quote on vacation, but we'll be keeping an eye out on what's going on. Mid-July to mid-August. What we have to do to summarize that is we have to gather information. We have to get a committee together, a reopening committee, and then get school nurse, staff, some parents, school board members. And then what we want to do is I want to work out some kind of outline and then come back and we'll discuss about it. And that's what we're going to have. What I want at the end of that period is just a clear, this is what we're doing. Like, for example, I'm just throwing stuff out. The buses will be half full. If the buses are half full, how's that work with our numbers? Are we going to wear masks? What age is our mask? We just had an operations meeting talking about getting a mister to help us clean more effectively. All these things are just part of the discussion. We need to hammer it down and come out with a plan. Once that plan is agreed upon, we got to remember that we're never going to get something that everybody agrees on. So, but if we do keep in mind what's best for our kids, come out with a plan that protects to some level, some safety that makes people feel comfortable, we'll go from there. And then the biggest part of that plan is flexibility, because we're hearing a lot about a potential second wave around the holidays. So, part of that plan is going to be, okay, what happens if we have to go out again? We'll obviously be better prepared, and we need a plan for that. So when we say reopening is going to take different shapes and sizes. And there's some things, we're trying to do what's best for kids and keep it safe. That's it. And then we'll see how it goes. And then the biggest part of that, once we get the plan done, and then it's mid-August, the phones are going to be ringing. What are we doing? What do we want? And we need to communicate that plan and have public hearings and public meetings or Zoom meetings or whatever we need to get that information out. Gather information, important. Getting the information out. This is the day we're starting. This is what the school day is going to look like. This is our plan if we have to close again. This is how we're protecting your children. If you are uncomfortable, what are your options? That has to be part of the plan. And then we got to do some training. In late August, we're going to have some professional development days. And a lot of that's going to be what happens if we go out. Let's fine tune our distance learning and practice safety procedures. But I think even more important than that, we're also going to have to be very, very sensitive and aware that some of these kids may have had different experiences during this time. So we're going to have to be able to provide catch-up growth help academically and emotionally, which is why we put that new grant in there for both the RTI support and the wellness support. And
Mark,
yep,
Mark, what is RTI?
RTI is response to intervention, and RTI is just teaching kids where they are, find out where they are, and trying to catch up growth. I prefer catch up growth to RTI, but it means you identify kids that have certain needs and weaknesses, or needs instead of weaknesses in certain areas, and then you provide the time and the resources and the work and the time to get them caught up. So RTI identifies children that in many different areas. It could be ELL and math, but it could also be in social control, personal control. It could be a lot of things. And we're going to need some help. And I honestly believe there's going to be some grant money. I'm not promising anything, but I think there's going to be another wave of grant money. We got to work hard to get places like Woodford and, who's the other place we get the help from, Kirsten?
Spurwink.
Spurwink.
I think
And,
so.
we just need to get as much help as we can. But does that answer your question, Wendy? Okay. Anything else on that? It's like everything else. Focus on what's best for students. Try to get the resources in place and then go from there. So the meeting, like I said, really was one of the best meetings I've attended as far as really open dialogue. And the way we did it, we broke down into small groups and then had the groups report out. But we also tried to mix the groups so it was different. It wasn't just like K1-2 or 3-5. We tried to just get it as open as we can. And we came up with, tons of good ideas. And, surprising too. Masks are not a popular item for kids when you talk to first grade teachers and K teachers. There's going to be some issues. Some of that we'll control and some of that we won't control. But, you know, the every other day stuff is not sitting well with teachers, and to be honest, it's not sitting well with me either, because it's too hard on the parents, it's too hard on the teachers. But we're going to keep our eyes open. That's why we're taking 3 weeks off, gather best practices, and go from there. The other thing is CDC. What's going to happen? You know, Maine is going down. Other parts of the country are coming up. I don't know. I know York County is going down. Cumberland County is going up. But we're really on the edge of Cumberland County, so it's going to be local decisions about what's best for us. We're not Portland. We're not the same clientele. But and one of the things we're doing is trying to get really localized numbers to find out where we are in our community. In Tobago, the big test with Tobago is you got a lot of the foreigners. You've got a lot of people from, quote, out of town, right? Or out of the county, as they say in the county. But anyways, we're going to see how that affects our rates. Misters, you know, all that good stuff. Just a couple little notes. Community market, I just wanted FYI. I got a note from Mrs. Green, I believe. And, you know, they're going to be using, if you see the community market, have they already started? No, they're going to be using our south parking lot, I call it, or,
Yeah.
and I think that's just a community reminder thing. You know, as far as me personally, superintendent's report, you guys can always call me. You all have my cell phone number. But my thinking is right now I'm working all this week. And then the next 3 weeks, Kirsten and I are both taking it off. So we're not going to be checking our email on a daily basis. If you really need to get me, you can, you know, well, you guys have my email. You have my phone number anyway. Call me. But I will try to check my email once a week as I enjoy my time off. And then we'll come back and we'll get at it. That's it. Thank you. You are still muted. I will mute myself.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. All right, next on the agenda are action items. And the first one is the approval of the school calendar, which we all had in our packets, right?
Yes.
Anything on that? Wendy?
I have a question. I was looking through it and I didn't see, it says ski program isn't noted on there.
No, that's not a school program or anything. That's a separate activity. So we don't
Okay,
have that
so-
on our calendar.
All right, I wasn't sure because I didn't know if you had a sanctioned half day or something like that, but you don't.
No, we have
Okay.
first Monday of January and February in recognition that happens. But kids who
Mhm.
participate in the ski program still get to go on the other Mondays as well. We just
Okay,
really dismiss
We're
it.
still supporting it.
yeah, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, that's not going anywhere.
Good.
All right, so I have a motion to have a vote, or could I have your motion to accept the school calendar as
I'll make a motion to accept the school calendar as written.
a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Joe. Then could we have a vote? Okay, Audrey,
Yes?
Joe,
Yep,
need you to vote?
Yeah, he did.
yes.
Okay. Wendy?
Yes,
Okay, and Tina's a yes. Now, I would like to have a motion to accept the policies.
Lisa Ryan.
Wait, bud.
Lisa Ryan is a school.
Oh.
professional.
Well, I lost it.
Could we
Up here.
include that as also the advisor to the COVID committee?
Sure.
Okay. To the COVID.
Tina, can I just change that just a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I just found this out today. Is reappointment of Lisa Ryan as school physician, and she's also be our advisor for the COBEG committee.
So I'll make a motion, we accept Lisa Ryan as the
School health advisor.
school physician
That's
and
it.
the
That's the
school health
word.
advisor.
School health advisor. Thank you.
I'll second it.
All right. All those in favor? Audrey?
Yes?
Okay. Joe?
Yep.
Wendy?
Yes,
Tina is yes. Thank you, Kathy. Now, to look at the second reading of the policies under B, 1 through 11, as we fine-tuned them at the policy meeting earlier, could I have a motion to accept those policies?
I make a motion to accept the policies 1 through 11.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Joe. All right, all those,
You have to add in as revised.
well, I didn't say as revised, but that's the way it should be said. That was the motion, as
Okay.
revised at the previous meeting.
Okay.
Okay. All right, all those in favor? We have to go through. Audrey,
Yes?
Joe,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
Tina, yes. So that's a unanimous vote for the second read. Under the first reading, policies for the first reading, J through 21, 12 through 21, as revised at the previous meeting. Could I have a motion to accept them as a first read?
I'll make a motion to accept policies 12 to 21 in the first reading as revised.
Thank you. Second,
Second. I'll second it.
who was that?
Audrey.
Audrey, okay. It's been moved and seconded to accept them all. So it's a first read. Audrey,
Yes?
Joe,
Yes.
Wendy,
yes,
Tina is yes. Okay, now, we also have the revision on the student wellness policy, the second read, which we revisited in the previous meeting. Could I have a motion to accept the revision of the second reading for the wellness policy?
I'll make a motion to accept the second reading of the students' policy, wellness policy as written, as,
Alrighty, thank you. Audrey,
oh, I second it.
alrighty. Wendy seconded it. Audrey,
Yes?
Joe,
yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
Tina is yes. We are not going to be, I guess that should have been under revision. We're not going to be reorganizing the school committee. The DOE said that the present members will remain in place until the town meeting in July. So we will be doing that at our August meeting. Now, we have
Information items.
Do we need to do Kate Sterling?
wait a minute.
Yes, Kate Sterling.
Thank you. I was going to suggest the same thing.
Yes, okay. I'd like to have a motion to accept Kate Sterling as the tentative special ed director pending the superintendent's approval.
So moved.
Seconded?
Okay. All those in favor of Kate Sterling? Audrey,
Yes?
Joe,
Yes.
Wendy,
yes,
Tina? Yes. And now we will go to, we need to go to Kirsten's comprehensive needs assessment, correct?
Executive session.
No?
Where do we put in the comprehensive needs assessment?
Action item.
Okay. So
Action item, okay, all right. So the next thing is public comments on non-agenda items. Is that correct?
You want to do the comprehensive first, right?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the comprehensive needs assessment.
All right,
I'll
I'll
second it.
second it.
all righty, Wendy did that. All right, calling the roll, Audrey,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
Tina, yes.
Thank you.
All righty. Now, do we want us to put the executive session at the end? No, we can't. We can't. All
Is
right,
there a emergency response team, plan in executive session, or could we
We
vote
have
that
to-
before?
It is, but if you want to review it tonight, you can. Otherwise, we can wait till August.
No, let's get it done.
Okay.
okay,
We've got all the work in.
then we need to, are we going into executive session now? No?
Negotiations.
Okay,
You need to take care of information items and public comments and non-agenda items, which you'll have none of and no change.
Correct.
And then you can go on executive, and you're going to give me all the good news afterwards, Tina, the numbers and the times.
okay.
So the first discussion,
So are we going into executive session?
I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss the contracts for educational support personnel and non-teaching personnel.
Should we do the public comments on non-agenda items first?
I thought you did that.
Yeah,
he's
I
right,
think I did
Tina.
that. Didn't I?
It says school-wide Title I application under it too. I'm not sure if that's related.
That's this comprehensive needs assessment.
Okay, just okay.
Yeah.
All right, could I have a motion to go into executive session to discuss contracts, please?
I'll make a motion to go into executive sessions pursuant to MRSA 4056D.
All righty, could I have a second on that, please?
I'll second it.
Wendy, Audrey,
Take your
Yeah.
pick.
Wendy. Do you agree? I'm asking you for a roll call vote.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Audrey was yes. Joe?
Yes.
Tina? Yes. Okay. So we're going into session, executive session at 6:40. Okay.
So
We-
members of the public need to say goodbye. And I will
Okay.
pause the recording.
And they can rejoin the Zoom meeting.
Yeah. They can request to rejoin the Zoom meeting and I can just leave them in the waiting room. If they want.
What's that?
All right, so yep, recording is back on.
I have to have a vote to get out of executive session. Audrey,
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Tina.
Joe,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
Tina, yes. All right.
Well, I don't know if you heard Audrey suggested we do one motion to accept both
Yep.
contracts and to accept our,
Emergency action plan.
that's right.
Okay.
Is there anybody in the waiting room or no?
Nope,
But
Just
nobody in the
just
waiting
checking.
room.
do we have
All
to
right, then
go back into the regular meeting?
I'll make a
You
motion.
are back in the regular meeting now and it is recording.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Where's Alan?
He's
yeah.
not coming back. We're just
Oh,
gonna
he-
fill him in.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
All right. I'd like to have a motion to ratify the collective bargaining agreement between the Tobago Education Association non-teaching employees and the Tobago Educational Support Staff. Yes, that's it. Motion to ratify the collective bargaining agreement between the Tobago Education Association and the educational support staff
make
and
a mo-
non-teaching employees and the Tobago Department School Committee. Would somebody like to make
I'll
that?
make a motion to ratify the collective bargaining agreement between the Tobago Education Association, educational support personnel, and the school committee of the Tobago School Department for the period of July 1, 2020 to June 30, 2022.
Second.
All right. Could I take a vote? Audrey,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes,
Wendy,
Yes.
Tina? Yes. Now, I'd like,
I'll go on to B and make a motion to ratify the collective bargaining agreement between the Tobago Education Association, non-teaching employees, and the school committee of the Tobago School Department for the period of July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2022.
Second.
all right, been moved and seconded. Let's take the vote. Audrey,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes,
Wendy,
Yes.
Tina? Okay. Who seconded that?
I did.
Audrey,
All right. Now, I'd like,
I can move
I'd like
on
to
to
see,
make a motion
um,
to approval of the emergency response plan.
okay. Who would second that?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to ratify the emergency action plan. Calling the roll. Audrey,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes,
Wendy,
Yes.
Tina? Yes. And now I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting. If there is nothing else you'd like to, all set? Okay, motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to
Go
adjourn
ahead,
the
Joe.
meeting.
Okay? Who wants to second it? Who's seconding it? Wendy? Audrey?
I'll second it.
Okay, good.
I do have a piece of information.
Okay, moved and seconded to adjourn.
I have a piece of
Audrey?
information, has nothing to do with the school board.
Beg your
My wife has reported back that the meeting up there has about 30 people, so they should be all in one room.
Okay, we haven't
Thank
got
you.
to the school board yet, right?
No, that's not a school board thing. That's just
Oh, no,
a
that's.
piece of information.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, Audrey, you said yes?
What's that?
Did you vote
Yes. Sorry.
for adjournment? Yeah. Joe?
Yes,
Wendy?
Yes.
Tina? Yes. I'm sorry. I'm getting a feedback here on myself. It's hard. All right, thank you. See you up to the town hall.
All righty, we'll be there with our masks
Thank you.
on.
Bye.
Great.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, my God.